Thousands of years ago, traditional medical systems viewed the body in a holistic manner, considering that organs do not function in isolation, but are interconnected and influence one another through complex rhythms of nourishment, control, and destruction. This vision is now supported by modern concepts such as the gut-brain, gut-lung, gut-skin, and gut-liver axis, as well as by the proven profound interactions between the liver, heart, kidneys, intestine, brain, immune system, and microbiota. Traditional Chinese medicine elevated this perspective to a higher level, building a coherent system for understanding the interdependence between organs and thereby achieving remarkable therapeutic results. In this context, liver disorders were approached not only by directly supporting hepatic function, but also by managing stress and emotions such as anger or rage, which in traditional Chinese medicine are associated with the liver-gallbladder energetic lodge, the Wood Lodge. In the absence of this integrated approach, a vicious emotion-organ-emotion cycle may develop, in which emotional imbalance affects the organ, while organ dysfunction in turn sustains emotional imbalance. Through the creation of Liv 3xBiotics, we aim to integrate these principles into a modern functional medicine formula with a holistic approach, one that takes into account the multiple dimensions involved in supporting liver health.
Welcome back. I am so thrilled to have you here for another explainer, because today we are unpacking a massive paradigm shift in how modern science actually understands hepatobiliary health. You know, for decades, we've looked at the liver through a really narrow lens, but today we're exploring the Liv 3xBiotics formula, and it perfectly illustrates a revolutionary, holistic approach. We're going to break down the exact science, the ingredients, and the biological mechanisms that prove once and for all why your liver is absolutely not just a standalone organ.
Okay, let's dive into this old versus new perspective. For the longest time, the medical and nutritional consensus just treated the liver like a car's oil filter. You know, an isolated organ that sits there cleaning out toxins until it gets gunky and needs a change. But modern research has completely dismantled that outdated model. The new scientific reality recognizes an interconnected ecosystem known as the bidirectional gut-liver axis. It's this constant two-way dialogue where your intestinal microbiome, your gut barrier, and bacterial metabolites directly dictate the health, inflammation levels, and lipid metabolism of your liver. You really can't support one without supporting the other.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be covering the gut-liver axis, SCOBY fermentation, cellular autophagy, botanical synergy, neutralizing endotoxins, and we'll wrap up with the 6 layers of support. We're going on a journey from the macrobiological systems all the way down to the microcellular level.
Let's start right in with Section 1, the gut-liver axis, exploring this interconnected system. Because fundamentally, we need to understand the underlying environment before we can look at the solution.
Here's the formal definition, but I want you to pay close attention to 3 key elements here: microbiota, barrier integrity, and endotoxins. Here's what actually happens in a compromised system. When you have gut dysbiosis, which is just an imbalance in your gut bacteria, and an increase in intestinal permeability, often called a leaky gut, harmful bacterial endotoxins, known as LPS, literally slip right through the intestinal wall. They hop directly onto the portal vein, which functions like a high-speed highway straight to your liver. Once they arrive, these endotoxins drastically amplify liver inflammation and contribute to steatosis or fatty liver. So if we want to support hepatic health, we absolutely have to stop the damage right at the source.
And that brings us to Section 2, SCOBY fermentation, the biological alchemy behind the Liv 3xBiotics formula. This process is how we intervene upstream, right at the intestinal level.
Let's trace this step by step. In step 1, we start with a raw substrate of targeted botanicals and polyfloral bee pollen. Step 2 is where the magic happens, SCOBY fermentation. Now, this isn't just soaking plants in liquid to extract some compounds. This is active biotransformation. The symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast actually consumes these raw ingredients and physically transforms them. And the result, in step 3, is an entirely new, highly bioavailable postbiotic matrix. It is a completely different biological payload than if you had just swallowed the raw plants by themselves.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the specific output of that biotransformation. We call these the postbiotic powerhouses. Look at acetic acid and short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. These are not just leftover byproducts, they act as literal communicators. They are metabolic signals in the dialogue between your microbiome and your liver, strongly influencing chronic low-grade inflammation and energy metabolism. You also get biotransformed polyphenols that your body can actually absorb, and highly advanced epoxy lipin-like fractions, which is a fancy way of saying bioactive lipids that modulate inflammation. The SCOBY has essentially pre-digested and massively upgraded the raw materials for you.
Let's move along to Section 3, cellular autophagy, taking a look at our internal cleanup crew. We are zooming right down to the cellular level now.
One of the most fascinating compounds yielded by this specific fermentation is a polyamine called spermidine. Let's demystify this a bit. Spermidine is pretty famous in longevity science because it activates something called cellular autophagy. Autophagy literally translates to self-eating, but a much better way to think of it as your cell's highly efficient internal cleanup crew. It sweeps through your liver cells, clears out all the damaged components and biological debris, and regulates hepatic lipid accumulation. Without enough spermidine, the cleanup crew just stays home. The cellular trash piles up, and that leads directly to oxidative stress.
And the protective compounds don't stop there. Because the formula includes medicinal fungal substrates like reishi, the fermentation process also yields ergothioneine. This is a natural sulfurated antioxidant. And what makes ergothioneine so incredible is that the human body actually has specific active transporters dedicated entirely to absorbing and distributing it. Your body literally wants this compound. It provides direct, targeted cytoprotection, meaning cellular protection, shielding your very delicate liver cells against oxidative stress and inflammatory damage.
Zooming back out a bit, let's look at Section 4, botanical synergy, appreciating the vibrant raw materials that actually fuel this entire ecosystem.
We've got a heavily validated botanical lineup here. Silybum mariananum, better known as milk thistle, is world-renowned for providing silymarin to protect and regenerate hepatocyte membranes. Then there's Cinera scalymus, artichoke, which is heavily researched for stimulating biliary flow and digesting cholesterol. We pair those with astragalus, an awesome adaptogen that provides immunometabolic support for the whole ecosystem, and Ganoderma lucidum, or reishi mushroom, loaded with beta-glucans to regulate the immune response and the microbiota itself. And remember, because of that SCOBY process, the benefits of these already famous plants are supercharged and made vastly more bioavailable.
The formula is elegantly rounded out by two more traditional powerhouses. Pteryx saccharoma officinale, or dandelion, plays a vital role in physiological biliary drainage, literally helping to physically flush the toxins right out through the bile. And Eleutherococcus senticosus, Siberian ginseng, acts as a powerful adaptogen. It gives your body the sheer resilience required to fight off chronic low-grade inflammation and metabolic stress. Next up is Section 5, neutralizing endotoxins, where we get into the advanced mechanics connecting our lipids directly to systemic inflammation.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why treating the liver in complete isolation is just a mistake. We all know HDL as the good cholesterol, right? Well, recent research shows that functional HDL, working alongside an enzyme called PLTP, actually does something totally incredible. They directly bind to, neutralize, and eliminate those dangerous gut-derived LPS endotoxins we talked about earlier. By supporting a healthy gut microbiome and lipid metabolism through this 3xBiotics formula, you are enhancing your HDL's ability to act like a giant sponge, lowering the systemic endotoxin load before it ever gets a chance to crash into your liver.
Finally, let's pull all this macro and micro science together in Section 6, 6 layers of support, revealing the complete, multi-stratified action of the formula.
So the crucial point is that this isn't just a one-trick supplement, it's a multi-stratified ecosystem intervention featuring 6 distinct levels of action. It starts at the intestinal level, sealing that barrier, uses the postbiotic level to deliver those signaling acids. At the hepatic level, it boosts antioxidant defense. Down at the biliary level, it keeps the bile flowing. At the immunometabolic level, it supports functional HDL to neutralize toxins. And finally, right at the cellular level, it delivers spermidine and ergothioneine to trigger autophagy and real cytoprotection.
I really want to read this quote directly from the source material because it perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding why this matters so much. 3xBiotics is not just a product for the liver, but a complex formula supporting the entire intestine, liver, bile, microbiome, HDL ecosystem. Grasping this profound interconnectedness of your own biology, that is absolutely key to longevity, vitality, and true metabolic health. You just can't ignore the whole if you want to fix the part.
I want to leave you with a provocative question to ponder today. When you think about your health, maybe your fatigue or your metabolic function, are you just trying to treat an isolated organ? Or are you actually nourishing your entire internal ecosystem? The science is incredibly clear and the choice is yours.
Keep learning, keep asking those great questions, and I will see you in the next explainer.
Following studies conducted at the University of Salerno, 2025, Amrita, multifloral pollen fermented in SCOBY, demonstrated antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. It significantly reduced reactive oxygen and nitrogen species, including nitric oxide, and inhibited the expression of cyclooxygenase 2, protecting intestinal epithelial cells and macrophages from oxidative stress and inflammation. These effects were observed both in the inflammatory model induced by lipopolysaccharide and in the enhanced inflammatory model obtained by combining lipopolysaccharide with interferon gamma in a concentration-dependent manner. In a hepatic steatosis model, Amrita protected HepG2 cells against oleic/palmitic acid-induced lipotoxicity, indicating a hepatoprotective potential. These effects are supported by the complex phytochemical profile identified, which includes bioactive compounds such as caffeine, chlorogenic acid, gallic acid, ferulic acid, quercetin/rutin, isorhamnetin, kaempferol, apigenin, and epicatechin, known for their synergistic hepatobiliary protective actions. Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-steatotic, anti-fibrotic, and anti-tumoral, as well as for their role in supporting the gut-liver axis. The presence of pentadecanoic acid further extends the activity of these postbiotics through its involvement in supporting liver health. The evaluations carried out by INCD Victor Babesh Bucharest 2021 to 2022 on Amrita demonstrated in vitro significant antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-proliferative activity on hepatocellular tumor cell lines, HepG2 and SK-HEP-1, suggesting a promising therapeutic potential in oncology. If you want to stay up to date with science news, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell.